The internet didn't just wake up today, it detonated. In the span of a few chaotic hours, what looked like an ordinary celebrity rumor transformed into a full-scale digital wildfire that is now tearing through social media like a hurricane. Screenshots are exploding across timelines. Secret messages are being passed around like contraband. And at the center of this unbelievable storm are three names that nobody expected to see connected in a scandal this explosive: Erika Kirk, Cabot Phillips, and a pregnancy mystery that has ignited one of the most heated celebrity debates the internet has seen in years. It started quietly. Too quietly. A blurry image appeared late at night on a small gossip account that usually posts harmless speculation. But this time the caption was different. The words were chilling. 4 simple words that instantly sent shockwaves through thousands of screens. DNA doesn't lie. Remember that. At first people assumed it was just another vague rumor. But within minutes, internet detectives began connecting dots that nobody saw coming. Because buried in the comments was a second post, one that mentioned Erika Kirk. And then, almost like a digital lightning strike, another name appeared in the same thread. Cabot Phillips. That's when everything exploded. Fans began digging. Old posts resurfaced. Alleged insiders started dropping cryptic hints. Then screenshots of private messages began circulating, messages claiming that a pregnancy had been discussed behind closed doors, and that a DNA claim might already be shaking the people involved. Suddenly timelines were flooded with one terrifying question. If the rumors are true, what happens next? And just when the chaos seemed impossible to top, a leaked audio clip appeared. One voice whispers something that has sent the entire internet into meltdown mode. If that DNA test comes out, it's over. The moment that audio clip hit the internet, everything changed. At first it appeared quietly, uploaded by an anonymous account that had barely 50 followers. No profile photo. No history. Just a grainy, 10-second recording and a caption that read like a warning shot fired into the middle of an already raging storm. If that DNA test comes out, it's over. Within minutes, the clip detonated across every corner of the internet. Reaction channels scrambled to repost it. Gossip pages began dissecting the voice tone frame by frame. TikTok investigators slowed the audio down, trying to identify the speaker. And suddenly the rumors that had once sounded like late-night speculation started morphing into something darker, something dangerously close to a real scandal. Because people weren't just talking about a pregnancy anymore. They were talking about secrets. And the name tied to those secrets kept coming back to Cabot Phillips. At first, his fans dismissed the entire thing as a coordinated smear attempt. They flooded comment sections with the same argument. There was no evidence that Cabot had any personal connection to Erika Kirk at all. But then a screenshot appeared. It wasn't flashy. It wasn't dramatic. It was worse. A simple image of what appeared to be a private group chat conversation that had supposedly been captured weeks earlier. The messages were messy, half-cropped, and filled with frantic lines that made viewers feel like they were peeking behind the curtain of something deeply personal. One message read, "This is getting out of control. If people find out who the father might be," the rest of the sentence was cut off. Another message followed seconds later. "Cabot cannot be dragged into this." Those 5 words sent shockwaves through social media. Suddenly the internet had what it believed was the first direct connection between the two names at the center of the rumor storm. The screenshot spread like wildfire. Within hours, thousands of users were reposting it with their own theories. Some claimed it proved that Cabot was secretly involved with Erika. Others argued the screenshot could easily be fake. Entire threads exploded into digital screaming matches as fans and critics tore into each other across timelines. Then the situation escalated again. A TikTok account with nearly 1 million followers posted a new video claiming they had spoken to someone very close to Erika Kirk. The video opened with a dramatic whisper. "This story is way bigger than anyone realizes." According to the alleged insider, the pregnancy rumors didn't appear out of nowhere. They claimed there had been whispers about the situation circulating privately for weeks, long before the internet ever caught wind of it. But the real bombshell came halfway through the video. The creator leaned closer to the camera and said something that instantly sent viewers scrambling to replay the clip. "There's already been talk about a DNA test." Those words hit like thunder. Because if a DNA test was even being discussed behind closed doors, it meant the rumors might not be random speculation at all. They might be tied to something real. And then, just as the internet was trying to process that possibility, another leak appeared. This time it wasn't a screenshot. It was a voice recording. The recording allegedly captured part of a heated phone call between two people arguing about the situation. The voices were tense, frantic, and filled with the kind of panic that instantly made listeners feel like they were hearing something they weren't supposed to hear. One voice said sharply, "You need to tell her this can't stay hidden forever." Another voice responded, lower and angrier, "She knows that. But if Cabot's name gets pulled into this, it will destroy everything." The clip ended abruptly. No context. No explanation. Just 2 sentences that turned the internet's curiosity into full-blown obsession. By the time the recording finished circulating, hashtags about Erika Kirk were trending in multiple countries. Streams of commentary videos began popping up every hour, each one claiming to reveal new evidence or timelines connecting the two figures. But the chaos wasn't limited to fan speculation. Because something strange started happening on Erika Kirk's own social media pages. Followers noticed that several older posts had quietly disappeared overnight. Photos that had been online for years suddenly vanished. Comment sections were locked. And one particularly mysterious deletion caught the attention of internet detectives immediately. A photo posted months earlier showing Erika at what looked like a private gathering had been wiped completely. At first it seemed like a random cleanup. Until someone reposted a screenshot of the original image. Hidden in the background, partially blurred by distance, was a face that looked eerily familiar. The internet zoomed in, enhanced the image. And then the theories exploded again. Because many viewers believed the person standing behind Erika in that photo looked a lot like Cabot Phillips. Within minutes the screenshot was everywhere. Some people insisted the figure was clearly him. Others argued the quality was too poor to make any real identification. But the argument itself only poured gasoline onto an already raging fire. Meanwhile, neither Erika Kirk nor Cabot Phillips had said a single word publicly. That silence made the internet even louder. Speculation turned into full-blown detective work. People began digging through years of posts, conference appearances, and event photos looking for any moment where the two might have crossed paths. Then someone found something. A clip from an event nearly 2 years ago surfaced on Twitter. The footage showed Erika attending a panel discussion, while Cabot appeared in the same venue later that evening. There was no direct interaction visible in the video, but the discovery alone was enough to trigger another explosion of theories. Comment sections erupted with one question. Had their paths crossed more than anyone realized? While the internet spiraled deeper into speculation, another development sent shockwaves through the story. A small podcast account posted a cryptic message claiming they had received direct confirmation from someone inside Erika's circle. The post read, there was a confrontation earlier this week. Voices raised. Phones recording. People crying. The tweet was vague. But the replies underneath it were pure chaos. Users begged for details. Some accused the account of chasing clout. Others claimed they had heard similar whispers through their own connections. Then, late that night, a short video clip appeared. The footage was shaky, clearly filmed from across a room, and only lasted a few seconds. But what it showed was enough to make the internet freeze. The clip appeared to show Erika Kirk standing near a doorway while someone off camera asked a single, explosive question. Is Cabot the father? The room went silent. Erika's face turned toward the person asking. Her expression changed instantly, shock, anger, disbelief flashing across her face in rapid succession. And then the video cut off. No answer. No explanation. Just a moment of silence hanging in the air like a ticking time bomb. Within minutes, the clip had been reposted millions of times. Some viewers insisted her reaction looked like someone caught off guard by a dangerous truth. Others argued it looked like someone furious about a completely false accusation. But one thing was undeniable. The internet had crossed a line from rumor into obsession. And just when it seemed like the story couldn't possibly escalate any further, a brand new leak surfaced early the next morning. This one wasn't a screenshot. It wasn't an audio clip. It was something far more explosive. A document. A document that some people claim is connected to a DNA test request. And the name written at the top of that document has sent shockwaves through everyone following the story. The moment that alleged document surfaced online, the internet stopped breathing. For a few seconds, timelines froze. Then the chaos detonated. The image appeared first on a small forum known for posting anonymous insider leaks. At first glance it looked like nothing more than a blurry photograph of paperwork sitting on a desk. But the caption attached to it instantly turned the image into the most talked about post of the entire scandal. DNA testing request submitted. You already know whose name is on it. Within minutes the screenshot spread across Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, and every gossip page that feeds on celebrity controversy. People zoomed in, enhanced the image, adjusted the contrast. And suddenly viewers began claiming they could make out two names typed into the document. One appeared to read, Erika Kirk. The other looked like Cabot Phillips. The reaction was immediate and volcanic. Fans of Cabot flooded the replies screaming that the document was fake. They pointed out that the formatting looked strange, that the image could easily have been edited, that anonymous leaks are notorious for being fabricated. But critics were already pushing a different narrative. If this is fake, one viral tweet said, why hasn't anyone denied it yet? That single question ignited another digital wildfire. Because hours had passed. And still, complete silence. No statement from Erika Kirk. No response from Cabot Phillips. No public comment from either side. And the longer that silence stretched, the louder the speculation became. Live streams began popping up across YouTube, where hosts analyzed the alleged document pixel by pixel like forensic investigators. TikTok creators created entire timelines attempting to reconstruct the supposed relationship between the two figures. Meanwhile, new insider messages began circulating that made the situation even more explosive. One screenshot allegedly came from someone who had worked near Erika in the past. The message read like a panicked confession. People close to her knew something was going on months ago. Not everyone believed it. But now it's blowing up. Another message that quickly went viral claimed that a private meeting had taken place, just days earlier. A meeting where emotions reportedly exploded behind closed doors. The message read, there was shouting. Someone demanded proof. Someone else said a DNA test would settle it. The internet erupted again. Because suddenly the rumors weren't just about a pregnancy. They were about confrontation, secrets, and the terrifying possibility that something explosive had been hidden for months. But just as the internet was spiraling into speculation overload, something unexpected happened. Cabot Phillips finally posted. The message appeared suddenly on his social media account late in the evening. No build-up. No warning. Just a single post that instantly drew hundreds of thousands of views. It read, "The internet loves rumors. But rumors aren't reality." That was it. No explanation. No denial. Just a cryptic sentence that somehow managed to make the situation even more confusing. Some followers interpreted it as a clear dismissal of the allegations. Others argued it sounded like a carefully worded dodge that avoided addressing the real question everyone was asking. And within minutes, the replies exploded into chaos. Critics flooded the comments demanding a direct answer. Supporters defended him fiercely, accusing gossip pages of inventing a story for clicks. But then something else happened. A well-known influencer, who had previously stayed silent, suddenly went live on TikTok with a claim that sent shockwaves through the conversation. The creator leaned into the camera and said quietly, "I've spoken to someone who was present during the confrontation earlier this week." Viewers flooded the live stream instantly. The influencer continued. "They told me the argument got intense. Really intense." At one point someone brought up the DNA claims directly. The comment section exploded. Thousands of viewers began typing the same question over and over. What happened next? The influencer paused dramatically before answering. According to the person I spoke with, Erika didn't deny the pregnancy. The internet erupted. Screenshots of the live stream spread across every platform within minutes. Reaction channels began dissecting the statement frame by frame. But the influencer wasn't finished. They also said that when Cabot's name was mentioned, the room went completely silent. The chat went wild. Because if that claim was even remotely accurate, it suggested something deeper than a random rumor was unfolding behind the scenes. And then the influencer dropped the final detail. They said someone pulled out their phone and started recording. The live stream ended abruptly after that. No explanation. No follow-up. Just another mysterious piece of a puzzle that seemed to be getting more chaotic by the hour. But the night still wasn't over. Because just after midnight, a brand new video began circulating that pushed the story into even more explosive territory. The clip appeared to show the aftermath of a heated exchange outside what looked like a private event venue. Voices were raised. Cameras were shaking. Someone in the crowd shouted a question that echoed through the chaos. "Cabot, are you the father?" The camera swung wildly. For a split second, a figure believed to be Cabot Phillips appeared near the entrance. He didn't answer. Instead, the video captured something even more dramatic. Someone nearby yelled, "You need to clear this up." The tension in the footage was suffocating. Cabot appeared to glance toward the crowd, his expression unreadable, before turning away and disappearing inside the building. The clip ended seconds later. But those few seconds were enough to set the internet on fire again. Because millions of viewers now felt like they had witnessed a real-time confrontation connected to the scandal. Debate exploded everywhere. Some viewers insisted his silence in the clip proved nothing. Others argued it looked like someone trying to avoid answering a dangerous question. Meanwhile, Erika Kirk's social media pages remained eerily quiet. No posts. No statements. Just a silence that seemed to grow heavier with every passing hour. Then something strange happened. Late that night, eagle-eyed followers noticed that Erika's account briefly changed its bio. For just 7 minutes. 7 minutes that sent the internet into absolute meltdown. The bio reportedly read, "Truth always finds its way out." By the time most people noticed it, the message had already been deleted. But screenshots spread instantly. And suddenly everyone was asking the same chilling question. Was it a warning? A message? Or a sign that something massive was about to explode into the open? Because just as people were arguing over that mysterious line, a new leak appeared. And this one wasn't a rumor. It wasn't speculation. It was a longer audio recording. A recording that allegedly captured a private conversation, where one voice said something that has now sent shockwaves through the entire scandal. 3 words. 3 words that may change everything. The test confirms it. The moment that new audio recording surfaced, the internet didn't just react, it erupted. Because this wasn't another blurry screenshot, or vague rumor floating through gossip threads. This was a longer clip. Clearer. More intense. And the words captured inside it felt like a match dropped into a room filled with gasoline. Millions of people pressed play at the exact same moment. The recording began with muffled background noise, the kind that sounds like 2 people speaking in a quiet room, while someone nearby secretly records the conversation. At first the voices were hard to distinguish, but within seconds the tension became unmistakable. One voice sounded frustrated. Exhausted. Almost desperate. "We can't keep pretending this isn't happening," the voice said. There was a long pause. Then another voice responded quietly. "I told you already, the test confirms it." 3 words. And suddenly the entire internet felt like it had just stumbled into the middle of a secret nobody was supposed to hear. Within minutes the audio clip was everywhere. Reaction channels exploded. Comment sections flooded with theories. Some viewers insisted the recording sounded staged, possibly edited together to create a dramatic narrative. Others believed the emotional tone in the voices sounded too raw to be fake. But the real firestorm came from what people believed those words implied. Because if a test had truly confirmed something, then the entire situation might be far more serious than anyone had imagined. And once again, 2 names dominated every conversation. Erika Kirk. Cabot Phillips. While the internet spiraled into another wave of speculation, a new development quietly began unfolding behind the scenes. Journalists started reaching out. Not just gossip bloggers. Actual media outlets began contacting people connected to the story, attempting to verify whether any DNA test had ever been requested or performed. At first, every door slammed shut. No comments. No confirmations. No denials. But then something unexpected happened. A well-known podcast host suddenly posted a message claiming they had spoken directly to someone inside Cabot's professional circle. According to the host, the situation behind the scenes was far more chaotic than the public realized. Their post read, "People close to Cabot say he's furious about the rumors." Not nervous. Furious. The word furious caught everyone's attention. Because anger can mean many things. Anger at lies. Anger at betrayal. Or anger that private information had somehow leaked into public view. And the story kept evolving. Because not long after that message spread across social media, another figure unexpectedly entered the chaos. A former associate of Erika Kirk posted a cryptic tweet that instantly reignited the firestorm. The tweet contained just one sentence. "Everyone is blaming the wrong person." That was all. No context. No explanation. But those 5 words were enough to trigger another wave of speculation that swept across the internet like a tidal wave. What did they mean? Was the pregnancy rumor true, but connected to someone else? Was Cabot Phillips being dragged into a situation he had nothing to do with? Or was the tweet simply another mysterious clue in a story that seemed to grow more confusing by the hour? Fans demanded answers. But the answers refused to come. Then, suddenly, the silence broke. And it came from the one place nobody expected. Erika Kirk finally posted. The message appeared early in the morning, catching thousands of followers off guard. No dramatic video. No emotional live stream. Just a written statement uploaded to her account. But the words hit like thunder. I have stayed silent, because speculation spreads faster than truth. But the stories circulating right now are deeply personal, and involve people who did not ask to be pulled into internet chaos. The internet froze. For a moment, it felt like everyone was waiting for the next sentence. Because the question that had dominated every discussion for days still hung in the air. Was Cabot Phillips the father? But Erika's message didn't answer the question directly. Instead, she continued. There are claims being made about tests, recordings, and conversations that are either misrepresented or completely false. That line alone triggered an avalanche of reactions. Some viewers interpreted it as a direct denial of the DNA rumors. Others argued the wording was careful enough to avoid confirming or denying anything specific. And then came the final line of the statement. The truth will come out soon. That sentence detonated across the internet like a shockwave. Because it sounded less like a denial, and more like a warning that something bigger was still waiting to be revealed. But the story wasn't finished yet. Not even close. Because just hours after Erika's post went live, Cabot Phillips finally broke his silence in a way nobody expected. Instead of posting a written message, he appeared briefly during a live stream hosted by a political commentary channel. The appearance was short, and at first it seemed unrelated to the scandal dominating social media. But halfway through the stream, the host asked the question everyone had been waiting to hear. Cabot, do you want to respond to the rumors about you and Erika Kirk? The chat exploded instantly. For a moment Cabot said nothing. Then he leaned closer to the microphone. His voice was calm, controlled, and the words he spoke sent a ripple of shock through thousands of viewers watching live. The internet is very good at turning strangers into characters inside a story. He paused. But sometimes the story isn't real. The host pressed further. So the DNA rumors are false. Another pause. Cabot exhaled slowly. What I will say is this, he replied. A lot of people online are about to realize they jumped to conclusions. The stream cut to a commercial break seconds later. But the damage was already done. Clips of the exchange spread across every platform within minutes. Supporters celebrated what they saw as a confident dismissal of the rumors. Critics argued that his answer still avoided the core question. And yet, one detail from the live stream quickly became the biggest mystery of all. Because as Cabot leaned back from the microphone after speaking, viewers noticed something strange. His phone lit up on the desk beside him. For less than a second, the camera caught a glimpse of the screen. A notification. A message. The sender's name appeared only briefly before the camera angle shifted. But thousands of viewers believe they saw it clearly. Erika. And the message preview that flashed across the screen contained just 4 chilling words. We need to talk now. The internet exploded again. Because if those words were real, it meant the story wasn't ending. It was just getting started. And somewhere behind the scenes, a conversation was about to happen that could finally reveal the truth. Behind the pregnancy rumors, the DNA claims, and the storm that has pulled millions of people into a mystery that still refuses to give up its secrets. But until that conversation happens, the biggest question remains unanswered. And the truth might be even more shocking than anyone expects. And now the entire internet is holding its breath. Because if everything you've just seen is only the beginning, then the next revelation could completely flip this story upside down. The leaked audio, the mysterious document, the silent reactions, the cryptic posts, and that chilling final message, we need to talk now. Every single piece feels like part of a puzzle that still hasn't been solved. But here's the truth most people aren't ready to accept. Stories like this don't disappear quietly. They explode. More messages could leak. New recordings could surface. Someone involved might finally break their silence in a way that changes everything we thought we knew. And when that moment happens, you're going to want to be one of the first people who sees it. Because in scandals like this, the real bombshell usually drops when everyone thinks the drama is over. So if you're as shocked as the rest of the internet right now, don't just watch from the sidelines. Hit that like button so more people can see what's unfolding. Jump into the comments and tell us what you think is really happening behind the scenes. And most importantly, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Because the next update in this story could arrive at any second, and trust me, you do not want to miss it.